Joined once again by Hunter Hutton. And Hunter, we appreciate you swinging by and joining us.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Good to see you. We caught up with you. It seemed like it was just yesterday, but it's about a month ago when we caught up with some of the meets. But just kind of recap what you kind of thought you saw out there on the track this year, and just overall how your success and the team success.
Yeah, track season, it was awesome to see. I'm really grateful for the opportunity that we were able to have a season with this, even if it wasn't the way that a lot of us pictured it. Just grateful that Western Oregon, our school, and gave us the opportunity to be able to put these meets on. I know, like we talked earlier in the season, little did I know the other opportunities we would have further in the season to compete. And so, yeah, I'm grateful for everything that we've been able to make happen this season.
And how about for you too? I'm sure it was nice. You worked hard to get back on the track. How nice was it for you to be healthy, be out there, be able to compete, and put up the marks you did?
This is really the first season that I've ended being healthy. I don't think there's a better way you can end a season. And just being able to kind of take a little break, not out of necessity because you're injured, but just because you're going to give your body a break, and then get into training for fall. For looking forward to cross country, but. Man, I couldn't be more thankful to be healthy. I've had seasons where even if I wasn't healthy at the beginning and maybe had some good time in the middle, but never really a full season like I was able to have this season. And I know I've in the past struggled with being healthy, and I think I'm in a really good spot in terms of just maturity and finally being able to have some good training. So yeah, I'm grateful for the health that I've had this season, and just being able to compete and do what I love without having to really be hurt or risk bodily injury. So
yeah, it's always helpful too, and you had to have all that going through the year.
Yeah.
And how nice was it too? We talked having all these home meets. It's nice to be here at home, but how nice was it too to compete? You went down to Oregon there and got a chance to compete in those venues, and then have the G next year. Just how nice was it to kind of get that variety and get that this season?
That's one thing that I always have thought that Western Oregon in general and has really done a good job at. We are a D2 school, but I think that we really try to put ourselves in good positions and amongst the schools that are going to be the best of the best. So we did go, we went down to Oregon and up to Portland to run, really to mix it up with the best people that we can in the area. And that's one thing that I think unique to this season is I'm finally able to I knew I'm capable of running the marks, but I finally was able to run a few, some times that were able to get me into some of these faster meets, so I could compete again at those stages. So that's something that I'm grateful for this year, and I think will really carry me on and be able to have those times kind of in the books, so I can get into future meets next year that I can run fast in, because really. That's the best place to do it, is when you're racing against the best competition, and I'm really grateful that our school has been able to facilitate that. Yeah, grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that. Definitely been cool. The Oregon facility is insane, and we appreciate them allowing us to get into those meets, and then also grateful for even the small meets that we had here. We weren't really expecting much of a season, optimistically. Yeah, just any opportunity is an opportunity to run I'm grateful for. And yeah, this season has been great. I've really liked the team camaraderie that I've seen through the season. It hasn't been easy, especially with just distancing and creating a team that is close and really roots for each other. And I think we've done a good job for what we can do in the circumstances, and it's only going to get better from here. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to carrying on into the next seasons and next year.
How much too we've seen you excel in both the 800 and the 1500. How much do they kind of vice versa maybe help each other? When you're competing obviously in the longer distances, maybe help you in the shorter distance, or get your your sprint timing up in the 800 to help you for the 1500. How much do they kind of both help you generate your times for those events?
Yeah, definitely. I've always thought that the 800 is, I don't know, it depends. I think I go in between which one's my favorite, to be honest. The 800 really tests your ability to carry speed through the whole race. It's kind of 800 is a race of you go out and you hang on to the end, and 1500 is a little longer. Once you run a few eights, the 1500 feels a lot longer, and you can kind of figure out how to tactically make the best decisions and still have that strength at the end. So there's definitely benefits to each that each one brings to the other one. Running a 1500 teaches you to be relaxed and run through the race, and and use your strength at the end, when 800 is really all about like top speed and carrying that through the race and being efficient with that. So I think there are just events that really feed into each other well in terms of like your ability and how you use your abilities to run those races well. I think I learned a lot of things from this year and things that I'll definitely take into next year. I think I was in a good spot in terms of my speed and where I was at for that. But just kind of having a weird winter. I had a little bit of injury going on and wasn't really able to run the mileage that I wanted to run in the off season. So I knew that, I'm grateful for what I was able to run the 1500. I'm looking forward to being able to put together a more complete repertoire for the season in terms of running some of those longer distances, maybe a 3K indoors. I know I ran a 5K at the end of the year up at Portland. I definitely wasn't ready for a 5K, but I was able to use my strength that I've able to develop throughout the abbreviated season and try my best. So there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to when we have an opportunity to prepare like we want to prepare for our races. So
yeah, it was definitely good just to get back out there this outdoor season, so you guys could put the year together and get going. So we really appreciate you swinging by like always, Hunter. Good catching up with you, and we look forward to recapping with you next year.
Yeah, thank you very much.